Hi guys, it's Fernanda. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be all about how I prep for an upcoming school year. I asked you guys on Instagram what kind of videos you wanted to see, and this one was a very much requested one. So in case you're new here, hi, I'm Fernanda. I am a first grade teacher in Arizona and I'm going into my 4th year of teaching. It almost goes without saying that prepping for this upcoming school year is so much different than we would for a regular school year just because of what's going on in the world right now. Prepping for this upcoming school year has been so hard for me because I don't know where to start. I don't know if to prep for in person. I don't know if to prep for online. So I've kind of just done what I can do that's going to be versatile for both in-person teaching and online teaching. So here are my things that I'm working on. If you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at my laptop. I took some notes. I just want to make sure I don't miss anything. Alright, so let's start off with what I've been doing to prepare for the upcoming school year in the event that we do go back to school like regular or like in person. First and foremost, I've been organizing my classroom. The last time I was in my classroom with my students was March 13th. I left it a huge mess knowing that I had spring break and I was gonna go clean up and organize during spring break, prep for when we came back from spring break, and that never happened. So I just had so much stuff just lying around everywhere. My classroom doesn't have a lot of storage. It actually has no storage, so everything that I have for storage wise I kind of got myself, but luckily I was given a metal like storage cabinet, and when I was given that it was in the middle of the school year, so I didn't really have time to like really organize. I just shoved a bunch of things in there. I'll show you a clip of what it looked like before. And I knew that one thing I really wanted to do, whether we go back to school normal or we teach online, is I wanted to have that cabinet organized just so I know what I have and what I need. I think it took me about a whole day to get it organized. I took everything out. I took a bunch of construction paper out, and I don't know about you guys, but I thought I was low on construction paper, and it turns out I'm not low on construction paper. I did have to spend quite a bit of time sorting construction paper. Oftentimes when parents buy construction paper as part of like the supply list, they buy the pack that's not sorted. So I spent about an hour sorting a bunch of paper, and then I got tired and then I just called it a day. I posted this picture on Instagram and I had a few people asking me what I used to organize the paper and have it stand up like right, and I used these IKEA magazine organizers. They're made out of cardboard and I also have them like tilted. The next thing that I have to do that I am not looking forward to is I need to organize my classroom library. I have lots and lots of books, but I've never, ever since I started teaching, I never got around to actually organizing them by like genre or theme or anything like that. I never had a solid organization system up until like maybe a year ago. I bought some labels from Learning in Wonderland and they are just like numbered, so the bin has a number and the books in that bin have a number, which worked really well, but they're not sorted by like genre or type of book or anything like that. So that is next on my list. If you guys enjoy the way that you have your classroom library organized, please let me know in the comments below because I have no idea where to start. Next thing I've been working on is my classroom syllabus. I usually do a flip book that looks like this. There's lots of these templates on TPT, but I made my own just because I needed a certain amount of like tabs, and usually I would have these ready to go for parents to take during Meet the Teacher night, but I don't know how that's gonna look like this year, so I haven't finished them and prepped them. Especially because I also want to add something about the safety measures that my school's going to implement once I know what those safety measures are. Alright, the next thing I worked on really hard for, and then I have to go back and change, is pacing guides. Last year I mapped out every single lesson for math and phonics for the entire year, and that was super helpful. Going into this year, because I had the ones from last year, it was kind of faster to do because I would just move lessons over to the dates that I needed. So it took me quite a bit of time to do that because I changed the template of it, but I finished it. And then the start of the school year was pushed back by 2 weeks. So I have to go in again and push everything back 2 weeks. I think I'm actually going to wait on a little bit longer to do it just in case things get pushed back again. But I do think that having a pacing guide is really helpful to just kind of see how much time you have to cover everything you need to cover. And in case you're wondering what my pacing guides look like, I'll have them right here. And if you are interested in having a copy of that, let me know in the comments below and I can definitely put it on my TPT as a freebie. Alright, so this next thing I did to prepare for the upcoming school year was switch out my wobble stools for regular chairs. So if you're new here, then you probably don't know, but I have a class set of wobble stools, so every single one of my students has a wobble stool. And it was a cool thing for kindergartners to go to first grade because they finally were able to sit on a wobble stool for the whole school year. Yeah, not this year. And the reason for that is because in case we do go back to school, 100% sure that communal supplies will not be a thing. And that's what I had done my entire teaching career. I also have tables, not desks, so it's not like I have a place for students to store their individual supplies. So I opted to switch wobble stools for regular chairs so that I could do this. I ended up ordering from Dollar Tree, and when you order from Dollar Tree, you have a minimum amount that you can order because it comes like in a set. So even though I probably only need 20 of these trays, I had to order 36 of them. And I also ordered them online because I couldn't find these specific trays at my local Dollar Tree, and I wanted this specific tray because it fits whiteboards and stuff like that really nicely where they don't bend at all. They just like lay flat really nicely. And then I also bought these clear shoe bins from Walmart. I know that Dollar Tree also sells them, but little secret here, they're cheaper at Walmart, believe it or not. At Dollar Tree, obviously they're like $1 a piece. At Walmart, they sell them in a pack of 10 for like $7.89 or something like that. I have 2 sets right now, and I think that should be enough for the amount of students that I have enrolled right now. So my plan for this setup is that students would keep their own whiteboard, their own marker, their own folders, their own anything that's flat would go inside the tray, and then inside the shoebox would be like their own little like hand sanitizer, Kleenex, and just personal stuff. At least this will give kids a little bit of storage for their own personal things. I think those are all the things that I've been doing to prepare to go to school and be at school in the fall. I hope that makes sense. So now let's move on to what I'm doing currently to prepare for distance learning. I just realized that I never made a video on what I actually ended up doing when I did distance learning. I know that I vlogged here and there, but I never actually did a video where I sat down and told you what I did. So if you are interested in that, please let me know. All right, so this first thing that I'm doing to prepare for distance learning will also work for in-person learning. So either way, I have to do it anyway, and that is having my lessons on Google Slides or just updating them for this upcoming school year. Google uses CKLA for their phonics curriculum, and I currently use First Day Math from Little Minds at Work for our math curriculum, and then Kinder uses Kinder Math, and then second grade uses second grade math. I think that's what it's called. So basically what I do is I go through every lesson from like the teacher's manual, and I make it into a PowerPoint slide presentation using Google Slides. I think I've been doing this since my second year of teaching, but I did something very, very similar during my first year of teaching with the curriculum that I used then. It's super time consuming at the beginning, but it definitely pays off as years go on. I mean, I made these presentations back when I started teaching at this school 2 years ago, and now going into my 3rd year here, they're already done. So I just have to make sure that they're still updated and they're good to go. Having these Google Slides done made it so much easier when transitioning to distance learning this past spring. I would just save those presentations as a PDF and then put them on my GoodNotes app and then share that screen with the students on Zoom, and I was able to write on them. I know it sounds like a lot, but it was really easy. So I need to go ahead and make sure that I have those updated, and I do need to make some for math because we used to use a different curriculum. I'm for sure also going to be using Class Dojo still for distance learning to communicate with parents. This is an example of what I would post every single day on my class story for parents, which made it really easy for them just to click on a link and then their student was on a Zoom meeting. A lot of times I know kids would do it on their own. They would have an alarm like on their iPad or something, and then they would log in, they would open the Class Dojo app, click on the link that had their name, and then they were ready to go. So I'll still be doing that. I will still be doing the little, I don't know, visual that says like week 1, day 2 or whatever. I felt like that was helpful and it helped keep everything more cohesive, especially when parents have more than one kid in a school. I know there's an option where you can keep like students' stories separate, but then there's also that option that keeps them together, and in case it's like that, then my story would send out and they would know like, oh, this is first grade story because it's this color. I hope that makes sense. So that brings me into my next point on how I'm prepping for distance learning. I signed up for a PD from Sharing Kindergarten, and I know I don't teach kindergarten, but based on what the PD offers, I figured I could still get a lot from it. I'll have an overlay here of what it includes. You get a whole month, it's self-paced, so you get a whole month to finish it. I need to start it today, but I haven't, but I will start today. And the one thing that really interested me in this PD is the Seesaw and like all those platforms for distance learning, because it's geared towards kindergarten, so if kindergartners can do it, first graders can do it too. So that's what I'm doing. So apparently the outro that I had filmed for this video did not save, so this is me just letting you guys know that that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below what you're doing to prepare for the upcoming school year, because I would love to know, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.